We crowned another set of state champions this week. We want to start out by sending out a congratulations to Fort Worth Nolan for taking the TAPS Division 1 state championship. And I'm Travis Brown, and this is Eric Zarate of DFWVarsity.com. And I personally have to send out a shout out to Dallas First Baptist Academy for their first ever state championship. And I'm a proud alum. But anyway, moving on, we have plenty of playoff games still going on to break down, to look at, and some really, really good ones on a lot in our area this week. Let's start out first with, we had the Ice Apocalypse this weekend. This is the matchup apocalypse, I think. This is DeSoto versus Allen, 2 p.m. Saturday at Mesquite Memorial Stadium.
It's a shame this isn't a title game.
I know. Who could possibly come out of this one?
It's going to be tough. Both teams have just so much offense. They can score in matter of seconds, literally, or they can hang on to the ball and grind it out and run. But even when they run, they usually are so effective it doesn't take that long. I think it'll be which team gets that break in the fourth quarter, that one turnover, that force a punt or something like that. It's going to make a difference. I'm going to have to go with Allen on this one. Defending state champ.
Right. You said literally in a matter of seconds they beat Euless Trinity. DeSoto beat Euless Trinity in just 6 seconds left in the game, I believe. Put it away in an epic game in that one. I've said it from day one, and I will continue to say it. DeSoto is going to take the state championship. Their athletes are just a notch above, and they're incredible athletes. Desmond White, you don't know if he's going to throw the ball, run the ball, whatever he has over there. So I'm going to go with DeSoto on this one. Next, we have another great 4A, this time in 4A matchup, Aledo versus Ennis, two 14-0 undefeated teams. It's the same question I pose every week. Is Ennis the team that's going to get the job done and take down Aledo in what seems to be a march right to a state championship?
It's a good question, Travis. Obviously, Aledo has just handled easily everybody they've faced this year, going back to Highland Park and Stephenville, two teams that are still in the playoffs. Can Ennis pull it off? Ennis has been tested much more so in their district, 15-4A. Against some opponents on Mansfield Summit and Arlington Seguin come to mind. They've had tougher tests overall. They haven't scored nearly as many points, but then nobody scored nearly as many points as Aledo. This one, I'm going to just pick Aledo just to keep rolling on through. It may not be 50 or 60 points, but I think they'll handle Ennis.
Right. That game is at 3:30 p.m. Saturday at Midlothian, a little bit closer to Ennis. Two teams that will travel a lot of fans and travel them well. The key for Aledo will win this, and the thing to watch in them, that's just a thing of beauty, is watch their offensive line. A lot is said about the quarterbacks, the running backs. I agree. They have great skill players, but the offensive line has everything down to just a perfected art. So interesting to watch there. Aledo will win. Next we have Stephenville versus Kilgore, moving down to 3A. That's 2 p.m. Saturday at Corsicana's Tiger Stadium. What do you see in this one? We have two teams with pretty good prestige.
Yes, both have a good playoff histories. Known teams, Stephenville and Kilgore. Stephenville, based on winning last year the 3A Division I title, I think that with Stidham, their quarterback, still as effective as ever and making that team work. They rallied last week against Lubbock Cooper. I see Stephenville continuing on with another win here.
Right. I'm going to take Kilgore in this one. They're a powerful team, traditionally a powerful running team. I like Kilgore. I like that East Texas football to advance in this one. Next, we have Cedar Hill versus Lake Travis, a recent state champion winner versus a state champion, just absolute dynasty in Lake Travis. What do you see in this one?
This is another great one. Stephenville won a title 2-3 years ago. Lake Travis was a power in 4A for years. They got moved up to 5A last year. They're obviously still very talented and have enough strength and depth to compete and win at the 5A level. I've seen Cedar Hill this year, and they are just, I think they're on another mission. They got to a title game last year, came up short. I think that they are just more than ready to pursue that and take that title this year. I go with Cedar Hill.
I agree on Cedar Hill with that one, and that's one of the few games that's actually out of the Metroplex this weekend. That's at 1:30 p.m. Saturday at Waco's Floyd Casey Stadium. Then finally, we have Denton Geyer versus Dallas Highland Park, 1 p.m. Saturday at Allen's Eagles Stadium. This is a team, Denton Geyer is a team that I think many thought would be a far and away candidate to win the state title. I think they've had a little bit of an up and down season, and Highland Park is a team that traditionally goes too far in the playoffs, but I don't think state maybe necessarily was in their vision until recently, and they've put together quite a good season and a good playoff run.
Yes, Highland Park's got a good quarterback. I believe he's a junior. They've got he's learned a lot. They've got a really good, really effective passing game. Often it's it's just the timing. The quarterback knows the receivers are going to be in certain spots. He just throws there and they arrive. Geyer has got Gerard hurt, and he's just so versatile. He's a threat anytime he's touching the ball. Again, Geyer is a defending state champion. One of their losses was a forfeit win because they had a quirky thing early in the season, an ineligible player, foreign exchange student. I think Geyer is prepared to again take a second consecutive state championship. This will be the next to last step to getting there.
I see Highland Park as kind of a hot team on what really is a 13-game winning hot streak, because their first game was that against Aledo, and you almost can't count that. That's a whole different ballpark with how Aledo was playing this year. I think Highland Park wins this. Quarterback Brooks Burgeon, little brother of Brady Burgeon, and so he has some experience seeing some of these longer playoff runs, watching his brother being a part of that program. I take Highland Park in that one. Also, just of note, there is some other really great playoff games in the area. In 2A, White Oak versus Cameron Yo is Friday at 7:30 p.m. at Allen's Eagles Stadium. And in 2A Division 2, Cisco versus Leonard is at 4 p.m. Saturday at Saginaw Chisholm Trail Stadium. So there is plenty of high school football to go watch this weekend.
There's also in Class 3A state semifinal, Graham versus Argyle.
That is true as well.
Over at Northwest ISD Stadium on Saturday. Another great matchups here in the area this weekend.
Exactly. So be sure to go out there, kind of thaw off that ice off your car from this weekend. Go see some high school football this weekend. There's plenty of games. Check dfwvarsity.com for recaps of all the games you couldn't make. And be sure to join us back here next week as we have a state final edition of the High School Huddle.
Absolutely.